I want you to be at the home because when I put it and I put what I was on here, but you'll do that. Yeah. I just gave myself
All right, we're gonna call this regular council meeting Monday, July 6th, 2026, 5:02 p.m. to order. Request to turn the cell phone down to silent. Someone roll call, please.
Commissioner Edelman.
Here.
Commissioner Henderson.
Here.
Commissioner Moore.
Here.
Commissioner Francis.
Here.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Here, please stand, take your hats off. Pledge allegiance. Remain standing, Pastor Jan, you're gonna.
For sure. Oh, I don't take the time for the council to thank you for allowing me to serve on our departments. Thank you very much.
Thank you for service.
Would you bow your heads and hearts in prayer? Good and gracious God, we may call upon you by many names, by many religions, but we call upon you finally as the one who has created us, who sustains us, and who gives us the strength for every day. We ask that you might bless this gathering. We ask that you may continue to bless this council for the work they do on behalf of all the citizens of South Beloit. We ask that you may watch over our fire and police departments and the celebrations that we have on this day and the installation of a new officer. Watch over us and guide us in our conversations on this day. Help our decisions to be clear and our conversations always be clear. Amen.
Thank you, Dan. I feel like I should be giving the speech for all this Catholic on we'll move forward with approval of none to get a motion, please.
Vote. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wait a minute, we got did you say you want to take off approval of minutes?
Yes, we need to lay those over.
We're gonna lay over the approval of the minutes. Get a motion. Oh,
Second.
all in favor? Yeah, we'll lay over approval of minutes and public comment. You got something to say? Stand up. We'll give you 3 minutes. And then
Take that crazy.
I say we have a guest in the back and the wants to give a prepared speech.
we got enough officers here. We won't. Okay, nothing. No public comment. We'll move down to Board of Officers. Finance for the claims to be paid for June 13th and July 2nd, 2026, the amount of
$442,530.69. Motion. So.
Megan, please.
Commissioner Edelman.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Commissioner Francis.
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. Attorney report.
No report this evening.
Oh, we're gonna roll over. All right, we're gonna put city administrator report, staff quarterly report. Done.
We'll be as quick as we can, Mayor. I know we have a full house. I just have 2 quick things I wanted to say for the greater good. One is our streets department today opened a tree debris drop off site. So if people have things that they collected over the weekend from the storms, we have 624 Eastern Avenue set up with some barricades, so people are more than welcome to bring their debris here. And Steve's crew will make sure that it's properly shipped up. So that's gonna be open for 1 week at the previous street location, 624 Eastern. The other update I wanted to provide briefly is we are probably 3/4 of the way through our strategic planning exercise. So we have a department head plus Attorney Sosnowski, also one of our engineers, Brandon Boggs, is going to join us in Carey County Beloit 200. We have that activity on July 14th, and then the full elected board and department head team workshop on Monday, August 24th. And about 2 weeks after that, we should be almost ready for a virtual completed first draft of our first ever strategic plan. So those are the high level notes, and then I will hand it over to Chief Kuntz for a quick fire update. Okay.
Okay, I'll make it quick.
So far today, we've had 478 incidents. Our busiest days are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Busiest times 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Our CAD integration is just about done between our software and the Winnebago County 911. And then our current reporting software, we're separating from the large pool per se, going on our own because that way we can free up our workflow is what they call it. We don't have enough supervisory allotment, I should say, when you're in a bigger pool for this. This will streamline us getting our reports done quicker. Takes about an hour and a half just to do one report, and that's ridiculous. So we're going to have our own site, so it's a lot quicker. So just to give you an update, and you all should have received my email for the part-timers. If you had a chance to review that, I won't go into a lot of it, but just today we had 13 people that started just doing the orientation. And that was over 139 years of combined service just with those 13. Next week will be 8. And if everybody passes their physicals and background, we'll add 21 people to the roster. So it'll bring us up to 32 combined. Pretty proud of that. We're adding a couple more bedrooms at the station, facilitate the adding in 2 people at night. So we went through all the permits through the county. And all that's being funded through the foreign fund, foreign fire tax. So we didn't use any city funds for that. We did all internal. So painting should be done this week. Next week will be electrical, and the plan is to have our first nightly shift August 1st. So we're moving along. Maintenance on the vehicles, and I hope I don't jinx myself. It's been pretty quiet. So thankfully, we're gonna set up some routine PMs for the oil changes and pumps coming up soon. The loaner ambulance should be here Wednesday. They replaced the turbo in it, so we wouldn't have any problems. So I spoke with them today. The new ambulance is scheduled to be delivered to Foster Coach September 30th, and then we're scheduled to go the first week of October to inspect. So that's where we're at on there. And then I got a tentative 15-year capital improvement plan that I'll be dropping on your guys' lap soon with smiles, but been working on that for a while. And that is all I have for it. See how fast I will take. That I'll give you a sheet. As far as that drop off, thank you, Chief. That's an excellent report. As far as the drop off site, that's just for brush and trees. No garbage, no nothing. Just make sure that whatever's dropped off there, are people that clean up. Anything else, anybody else on that? Okay, moving on. Correspondence, U.S. Small Business Association presentation regarding that SBA disaster recovery program by Jim Caruso. What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're Jim, huh? Okay, go ahead.
All right,
You got the floor.
thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Recovery. And we are here in Winnebago and the surrounding counties following the disaster declaration that came down for the request of the governor for the April 17th tornado outbreak. So all of your residents are eligible to apply for these long-term low-interest disaster loans for any damage they had on April 17th. So they could have had hail damage, water damage, wind damage, anything to that effect. They're eligible to apply for our loans. We have business loans, business disaster loans for structures of business and the contents of $2 million. We have home disaster loans for homeowners up to $100,000 for the contents of the home and $500,000 for the structure of the home. And that $100,000 applies for renters as well. And then we also have our economic injury disaster loans, which are $2 million as well. And the deadline for that is not until next February. I need to make a point that the deadline for the physical damage loans is right around the corner. It's July 17th. There happens to be a 2-month grace period after that. We encourage everyone who has any need for any additional financial assistance. They may have already worked with their insurance company and got a settlement, but this can be some additional funds. It's an option to them. These are funds from the US Treasury. They're not bank loans. There's no fee to apply. There's no obligation to take them if they're offered. And if they are offered, they can say they don't want it if things change, or they can walk away from it free and clear. Like I say, there's no obligation. And if they do take a physical damage loan for their home, and they make some mitigation improvements in the first 2 years, there can be some additional funding up to 20% of the declared disaster amount. So they can go back to their loan officer and they can get some additional funding if they make some mitigation measures, take out trees, put in a storm shelter, or storm drains, sump pump, any type of measure that's deemed mitigation, they can get some additional funds. And likewise, they can get some additional funds over the course of the loan from their loan officer if they do need additional funding. The interest rate is 2.875% for homeowners, 4% for businesses, and the payback schedule is deferred for the first year interest free. So it's kind of like free money, and a lot of folks in some of our declarations, even though they may have made all their repairs and put all the repairs on a credit card, they made 18-19%. They could use our funds maybe to pay that off, and then over the first year, they have a little bit of a cushion. So again, we're here at the request of the governor. We're working with all the county officials. It's not only Winnebago County, the primary county is Stevenson, but any county that borders or is contiguous to Stevenson, residents of those counties are eligible. So appreciate the opportunity to let everyone here in South Beloit know that. And like I said, the deadline is the 17th. They can go online to lending.sba.gov. The information is on the fact sheets that I provided. And there's 800 number 865-92955. They can call a real person down at our processing disbursement center. Have your questions answered.
Is there any chance that they'll extend that July 17th deadline, because it's usually what, 12 days?
Well, there is, that's the question though. So they do have that grace period does apply. So if someone were to apply, August 1st, they're still good. Used to be that grace period was kind of iffy and moving around. No, we've made it 60 days beyond. So they're in effect it's September 17th.
Yeah,
But until our published deadline, it's always 2 months from the time we hit the ground. So we hit the ground here May 17th. So the deadline was July 17th. But like I say, there is a 2-month grace period.
you want to give that phone number again so that maybe somebody like.
800-659-2955. And they can also send it an email to disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. List their questions there, and they'll get a response there too. So I wish we had a center open. We had a center open for a short time in Nina. That was like for the first month, but we didn't get anything on the ground during Winnebago. But I've been here for about 5 weeks myself. So.
There also, we did add something to our website, so if anybody wanted the email or phone number or just more information, all of that is on the city's board.
Appreciate that, because we have set up a social media channel and all the flyers and everything. So all the information is up there. And applying is as easy as going to that portal, put in the date, your incident date, put in your county name, and then all the information is going to come up. We'll all have their relative to that declaration, and then they can get their application started. All they need is a government ID and an email address to get started. And then from there, any documentation, pictures, or whatever they need will be requested by the law officer.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that.
Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, discuss approved nights of Columbus Car Show event at Dairy Ripple on September 6th, 2026. Get a motion, please.
Sorry.
Okay, yes, sir.
Fair. It's every year again, 7th annual car show. This year, with us wanting it on a Sunday, we moved it from Didier Hall because of church services. Dairy Ripple offered up their little field there. So that's about everything. Last year we donated $2,000 to Vets Roll. So we're looking at least get that much again this year.
Excellent.
So it's always a good time. thankfully, we always get good weather. Knock on wood, but. Hopefully this year's just as good.
Always good to know.
So I have been working with Steve on this and there's going to be no food trucks. It's everything's taking place at the dairy circle. It's taking place on city property on the lot right next to the dairy circle. And so there's no road barricades needed. No extra bathrooms are needed from what I can see. And everything looked good on our as far as approval.
Everything's good.
That day it'll be 9 AM to 2 PM.
Yeah, sounds great.
Can you fall in favor of the weather?
We can talk about it. I think it should be great. Turnout, I was over the one last year, so. I think, we got a motion, we always need to vote.
Right, Commissioner Edmonton,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitchburg.
Yes, it's, well done. Thank you. And, here we come to the main part of our show. Police Department Years of Service Recognition Presentation. Yeah, Tanya, would you take care of this?
No, but she's gonna handle it.
Please take care.
Thank you. I'm happy to recognize Officer Amanda West, the police shooter. Amanda has completed 10 years of service with our department. A little bit at the bottom. In addition to her patrol duties, she's also a field training officer. She's an officer in charge when there's no supervisor on duty. She is an ALICE coordinator, so they've often teach businesses and schools and the community how to respond in an active shooter situation, what our response is going to be. And she's also a member on our pension board, so she's extremely active and we're very proud to have her. So
Thank you.
as a little practice, the recognition of 10 years of dedicated service to the city of South Beloit, Officer.
Thank you.
Amanda?
Chief. Oh, boy.
I'm gonna read it so I don't forget anything. Tonight, we also want to take a moment to celebrate Chief Truman. Chief Truman is approaching 25 years of dedicated service to South Beloit Police Department. Reaching this milestone reflects not only his service to a profession, but years of commitment, sacrifice, and genuine dedication to this community. For 25 years, you've answered the call, navigated challenges, and served with professionalism and compassion. Your steady presence has earned the respect, your colleagues, and the gratitude of the residents' lives you have touched along the way. Thank you for your service, your leadership, and for the countless ways you have helped make South Beloit a safer, better place to call home. Congratulations on this incredible achievement. Thank you for all you've given for 25 years. Grateful recognition of 25 years of dedicated service to the citizens of South Beloit, to the South Beloit Police Department. Your commitment and willingness to protect and serve our community will leave a lasting legacy for future generations.
Thank you very much. Will be surprised for sure. Thank you.
Chief, you're a good chief, but important guy.
My son, my daughter, partner with me, my sister Christy, my my dad, buddy,
Buddy,
and my Chris.
Wow.
Friend Rebecca.
Squeeze it, squeeze it, and get it, like you love it.
I'll go right here, 1, 2, 2.5.
Oh.
3. 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. How many more years to go?
If you want the fun, 20 more years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amanda, Chief. Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And then you.
He was a little surprised.
So, sorry. Well, you guys, you can sure that that's. Goes without saying. Okay, discuss approve hiring Matthew Fletcher as full-time patrol officer. Get a motion, please.
Oh, second.
And, Keith,
Okay, yeah, happy to introduce Matthew. He's 35 years old from the area. Matthew was in the Army from 2009 to 2013. He was a sergeant in the Ranger unit, which sounds kind of badass, really. After the military, he earned his bachelor's degree at Coastal Carolina University. And then from there, he went on to being a hotshot wildland firefighter,
oh,
which
wow.
I had no idea what that was. And I told Chief Kunzveld, he said, that's a lot of work. So we're happy to have you on board. After this, he's going to start his field training program a little bit early because the academy doesn't start until the end of August. So hopefully, and that's 16 weeks long. So hopefully on the back end of that, we'll save some time because our field training program is 14 weeks. So we got a ways to go, but congratulations.
Do we need to do a vote first?
Maybe platform. Actually.
Yeah.
Matthew, sit back down.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. Now we get swearing in. After this is swearing in, Matthew Fletcher, patrol. Steve, or who's the Megan?
Repeat after me. I, Matthew Fletcher,
I'm Matthew Fletcher.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Code of Ordinances of the City of South Beloit,
the Code of Ordinances of the City of South Beloit,
the rules and regulations,
rules and regulations,
practices and procedures of the South Beloit Police Department,
practices and procedures of the South Beloit Police Department,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of a police officer of the City of South Beloit
of a police officer from the City of South Beloit
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me
so help me God.
God.
All right.
Oh, okay.
And I'll give you a copy.
If you want to take a couple pictures, might as well.
Yeah.
Not at all. So we might have to get one cheap. It's a very good looking version of it. Two. 2.5. 2.75. 7, 8. Good. Okay. Right.
Congratulations, Matthew. Place Amanda, that's a chief. Many more years. Okay. New business, discuss approval ordinance 2920, approval of second amendment to the pre-annexation agreements regarding the properties commonly known as 2520 Fisher Road, 2555 Isco Drive, 2684 Isco Drive, 2522 Isco Drive, South Beloit, Illinois. Authorizing the mayor of the city of South Beloit to execute the same. In motion, please. Okay.
Second.
We want to- Oh, there you go.
This is the second amendment to the pre-annexation agreement that came before you a few years ago. It was noted in the pre-annexation, the existing pre-annexation agreement. There was a limit on one of the sheds that could be put on the property. So this is the amendment to allow a little bit larger shed that was incorporated, and then also a storage unit, a storage container on one of the other, I think it was lot number 2. So that's what was included in this this amendment to the pre-annexation agreement. It did come with a positive recommendation from the zoning board.
It's Wendy's property?
Yep. It's not his parcel per se, it's 2 of the other ones, but it's that.
Right,
Yep.
okay, that's what I thought, it's cool.
Yeah.
Does that include the track out there?
No.
Oh.
No.
Alright. Okay, anybody else? Megan, please.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Fenton,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Commissioner Pennington,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. Discuss approve ordinance number 2921, approving the special use permit for the properties commonly known as 2522 Fisher Road, 2555 Insco Drive, 2684 Insco Drive, 2522 Insco Drive. The motion.
Second.
With this, with the pre-annexation agreement with the storage container, it comes with a special use permit, so it was done at the same time, so that's just the second part of that.
Megan, please. Anybody else? Megan, please.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Commissioner Pennington,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, discuss approve ordinance number 2922, approving the contract for purchase and sale of real estate property commonly known as 532 Cannon Way Place, and PIN number 05040537900285. Motion, please.
Motion. Second.
Okay. You got an offer on that?
This one was from the last week.
That's what I'm saying, this is, we're just,
You're just approving the contract. You've already accepted the bid, now you're approving the contract of purchase.
yeah, but I told them we didn't have.
We just take a roll call.
Megan, please.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Commissioner Pennington,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, we didn't have Wheeler on, that's, you're wonderful.
It's further down.
It's on as a discussion item.
Discussing it, okay. Discuss approve resolution number 6718, accepting a proposal from Baxter Woodman for the review previous work related to the proposed regulatory floodplain and flood division of Turtle Creek in the city of South Beloit. Motion, please.
Motion.
I can take this one if you'd like, Mayor. Basically, we enlisted two different firms that we thought were more than capable of providing a second opinion to help us with the flood mapping along Turtle Creek. Obviously, it's detrimental to our city's future and probably the single most important matter for our downtown area. So it is a pricey endeavor to get a second opinion. But like I said, we sought out two companies that we thought were capable. This is by far the lowest responsive bid, by quite a lot, maybe $30,000 difference between the two bids. This will get us all the way to carving out some paths for future options to potentially fight back on the mapping. And this can be the first time we really ever take that approach of verifying the information you have, yes, but also carving out some future paths to potentially change the flood mapping. Local.
We have also been joined by Paul Siegfried from Baxter Woodman. He's available virtually if anyone has any questions for him, or if there's anything that you'd like to add. There. Hi, Paul.
Hello, good evening.
So you should be able to scroll around with it. Give
Are
us
you
one
able
second,
to hear
Paul,
me?
while we make sure we can hear you. Can you
Sure.
click this one here? Yep, yeah, and it should be able to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Siegfried with Baxter and Woodman. I lead our Illinois water resources practice. I'm just one of the members of our project team, but representing our team tonight. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So what, I know it's probably next meeting, but what is he gonna do? Tell her.
Yeah, do you want to recap the first phase, Paul?
Yeah, so the first phase is really it's a collection and review of the existing data that's available. So kind of the history of the last, what is it, 7 or 8 years that this has been going on, the modeling that's been done, that's been prepared, that is proposed for the flood map updates with the proposed floodway delineation and new floodplain delineation. So it's basically looking at everything that's been done, doing a technical peer review of the modeling with with your interests in mind. So obviously, you know, there's certain assumptions that are made, and there is only a certain level of detail that can be put into a model. And so we're going to be looking at it from your perspective with the goals that you have in mind moving forward for development. So looking at potential areas to add additional detail to the model, different approaches that can be used for how the floodway was delineated. So there's different criteria that you can look at when you're doing that. So taking everything into consideration and then mapping out a path forward, and then putting that into a summary memorandum so that you can use that as a planning tool moving forward. It'll summarize our analysis, what we found with the data, our review of the model, kind of going through that process, and then laying out recommendations moving forward. And I do understand that the main priority is challenging the proposed floodplain and floodway. And that will be our priority too, because that is, I think, the fastest and most cost-effective route for you moving forward. We also will consider the potential for capital improvement projects as well. So as a secondary option, or, you know, if we review the mapping and analysis that's been done and find that we don't see a lot of potential moving forward to revise that, we'll look at other options as well. And I know that cost is a big part of that. That's an obstacle, as well as time. From the cost standpoint, we do have a lot of experience with finding grant funding for communities, and that will be something we look at too. So what opportunities there are to pair any potential projects moving forward that we might be recommending with funding sources to help you get those projects moving forward.
I think the only deficiency on the entire chart that was anything different was just cost. So we did have two very comparable. I think we included in the packet, and I also emailed you the evaluation of both proposals, about a 1 or 2 page snapshot of kind of making sure that we were comparing apples to apples. But we think that this is by far a great use of our redevelopment fund. So that's what we're proposing, that we charge this 48,000. But yeah, looking forward to digging in and hoping to maybe change the trajectory of our floodplain's future.
Oh, we got Fairground, get a report, and then this year's another report to support it. Where when we're going against the government, you need all the bullets you can get.
Sure.
That's the point where if we don't get a change, it's gonna hurt us, you know. Hurt Southwest.
I will add that we want to build on the efforts that were made in the past too. So the goal here is to look at it with a fresh set of eyes, new perspective. I know that there's been a lot of work done in the past. We don't want to duplicate any of that, and we'll consider it and build on it. I do think we have a strong team to look at this. So we have offices in both Wisconsin and Illinois. We have staff that are experienced with these types of efforts in both states, including challenging floodplain and floodway proposed floodplain and floodway changes. So I think we have the right team to take a look at this and dig into it with a little bit more detail. And we're excited to help you moving forward.
Is there do you keep track of like success rate or anything like that? As far as when you're pushing back on these types of things?
We don't. I mean, some of the experience that we have is from staff that did it outside of their time with Baxter and Woodman as well. So we've got a team with experienced engineers looking at this, more senior type staff who've had multiple stops in their careers. So we don't have a success rate per se, but I think it's on a case by case basis as well.
Oh, I guess we'll just wait for the results. Well, that's all I worry about. Anything else? Megan, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Ayler.
Yes.
And Mayor Gino.
Now I see that name Woodman. I think about the grocery store. That gets a little excited there. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Council approved resolution number 6719, approving the proposal for professional construction engineering services for the 2026 local street program. Get a motion, please.
So second.
Where we at?
Are we working grading?
I'll probably handle this one, like, striping, if that's okay with you guys.
All right.
So this is the local funded portion of this year's streets project. If you guys don't recall, we're doing one combined project with two separate funding sources, MFT and local funded. The local funded portion of the project is focusing on the Hemingway area of the city. And that is upwards of, I think, the local contract is about $1.1 million construction costs. So with the contractor, Fairground has a proposal for construction conservation services. It will be the same inspector, likely a team of inspectors that will handle both the MFT and the local funded portion, because there's going to need to be some continuity between inspectors, because all of the pay applications and everything will be in one. We did that with the intent to hopefully try to get some economy of scale in the contract and bid those projects together. Just a couple of highlights. So obviously, yes, it's a high number. It's $74,000 or $74,300 overall. 57,000 of that is for construction administration, which is the observation, pay applications, reviewing shop drawings, attending progress meetings, things like that. Then we also have $17,250 for materials testing. So that is your, when a contractor putting in concrete or asphalt, there are certain testing procedures that need to be done. That is not something that Fairground does in-house, but we have a master services agreement with a materials testing company named Geocon. So our inspectors will work with them to call those testers out to test the materials that are placed on the roadway for compliance with IDOT specifications. So that is essentially a big snapshot. One thing I know that we discussed a lot is the percentage of the overall contract compared to the construction estimate.
So normally in a project of this magnitude, we would see somewhere in the realm of 7 to 8% of the overall construction contract. Because we are utilizing staff members on both projects, we were able to get this down to about 5.2% of the overall construction contract. So we just want to let you guys know, we try to always keep your funding in mind, keep things as economical as possible. And we felt like we were able to do that. So it's not an insignificant amount, but we feel like it's a pretty good number, and we'll give the city everything that you have had on previous projects.
I will also add, Mayor, that this is easily 3 times the amount of roadway that we normally touch a year, and that's because of the 1% sales tax for roads. Braden will be putting out a complete press release when it comes a little bit closer to actually getting construction comes up and starting to work.
What's our total? What's our total on the road construction?
$1.8 something million.
Does that include the?
No, that is an additional,
Said it's gonna be close to 2 million, right?
close to $2 million, yeah, maybe even just over. And so I do have an update. I just called the contractor today for a schedule on this project. They are looking to set a pre-construction meeting the last week of July. We'll be following up with information to you guys, once we get an actual schedule from them, but tentatively starting at the first week of August. So, before that, as part of these services that you potentially approve tonight, we will work on door hangers for all the residents at least a couple weeks in advance of the construction taking place. We'll also work with city staff to get some media postings out. But every resident will have door hangers in that gives a general overview of the project, the rough time frame of the project, and then we will have to ask them to not park along the roadways during the hours of 7 to 7, which is the city's noise ordinance. That's going to be their permitted working hours. So we will ask residents to park in their driveways during that time. I do want to just let you know, there are absolutely instances where homeowners are going to have to park on the roadway. It is in the contractor's requirements that they have to notify homeowners prior to any closures of their driveway. So it will not be an issue for any asphalt driveways, but anybody who does have concrete driveways that needs to cure, usually about a 3-day period, the contractor will notify them a day in advance of needing to close the driveway, and then they will notify them once the barricades are pulled and they're able to drive on that. But we leave that up to the contractor because we don't know the exact date when they're going to get to those specific driveways. But we will communicate with those homeowners to let them know, and we will find methods to get them parked into their driveways. Usually in this area, thankfully there's not very steep ditches, so it's probably just going to be driving over the grass, and the contractor can restore the grass afterwards. So
I know you're conscious about the cost, so you're very conscious about it.
So appreciate it.
Thank you.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Presence,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Commissioner Hedrington,
Yes.
and Mayor Fish.
Yes, discuss approved resolution number 6720, authorizing solicitation of public bids for the 2026 pavement striping in the city. Get a motion, please.
Braden?
Yeah, my name is Brandon Soto. I haven't met quite a few of you, so it's nice to finally meet you all. I know it's been a long time coming since I took over early May for Brandon and Garrett. But so I'm gonna kind of get on with this, and we are looking to bid this project as a base bid and 2 alternate bid for the 3 streets that we have in mind for the striping project. The base bid will be Willowbrook Road from Illinois 75 south down to the city limits near Dusty Lane. The first alternate will be Door Road from Sunrise Drive to Winnebago Avenue. And the second alternate will be South Bluff Street from Sherman Avenue down to Twin Oaks. After I pulled together materials for all 3 of these and unit prices, I kind of put together a little cost estimate for it. And I had it sitting right around $74,000 for all 3. And for comparison, we received a quote for this work last year, the same project limits, roads, all that. And the contractor came back with around $70,000. So I do think most bids for this will come back within that range. My 74 kind of takes into account the rising fuel costs. So I do expect it to be a little higher than the 70 we got last year, but somewhere around there. And if it does come back higher, we kind of plan for that, just in case, you know, that's why we're getting the base and the 2 alternates. So we kind of mix and match. Or if the city wants to only do 2 or 1, they have full authority to do so. But yeah, that's
thought process on all three, and Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. All three are beyond the lasting lifespan. Usually we would try to do like one every 3 to 5 years. Not do all of them at once, but because maintenance costs have gone so high, the city has not been able to do a certain project in several years. So really, all three of these main roads that should have thermoplast are beyond their need. So the hope is to do all three right now with 1% money, and then go forward with or without the 1% money, be able to try to afford the $25,000 to do a major strike every year or two, so that these three roads can stay well striped.
Sure. Well,
Anything on that, Steve?
Megan, please.
Commissioner Frenchie.
Yes.
Commissioner Evans.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. Discuss approved resolution number 6721, adopt South Beloit Police Department towing cost, policy of agreement as amended, get a motion, please.
So. Second.
I read that.
I see it.
I see it.
I can, yes, yep. Just a lot.
See, there was a change out of, but there could be all, we could choose.
It's not for me. Turns out to be a lot of us. One was a clarification on A-rated charge caused some confusion. We spent a lot of time reviewing this with our insurance company and making sure that we're doing whack.
I wanted to pull up the actual policy and agreement so that I can make sure that everyone understands the correct section. So previously, as a part of your policy and then your contract, you had a requirement that all insurance be underwritten by insurance companies with a minimum AM Best rating of A. Not A minus, not A plus, it just said A. And under the AM Best rating system, there are different delineations of A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus, and insurance companies have different levels of risk in terms of their ability to pay out claims, depending on what their rating is, with an A plus rating being the best rating that a company could have. Again, your previous policy did not require an A plus rating, but it did require an A rating. Some of the tow companies, insurance providers interpreted that A rating to mean anything in the A's. So A plus, A, or A minus. So we did have some businesses that chose coverage with A minus companies as opposed to A companies, A rated companies. So the matter is being brought before council with the proposal to change the rating to A minus so that the tow companies can obtain insurance at the lowest A rating that is allowable under AM Best.
We did reach out to our insurance provider to find out, is this a good thing, a bad thing? And his comment was, as long as it is an A rated, that should include A minus. And we're like, oh, that's not exactly the way the IML language was copied. So we do support this A minus rating being sufficient. That's the message from our.
Changing that or not?
We are.
The proposal is before.
The proposal is.
I read it. That's what, I couldn't find where it said.
It's on page 4.
Yeah, well, that could change.
It's not bold.
It's not
bold.
downside.
No, it's not an ordinance, so we're not, bolding or italicizing the changes. We're just putting the new policy before you for approval, and that is the change to accept an A minus rating as opposed to an A rating.
And also, did we change that up there where law enforcement might choose to have one toll service?
That has always been in the policy.
It is.
Mhm.
The amendment is that an A rating to also include an A minus rating. And what we have heard is that it's more expensive for the tow companies to purchase an A-rated policy as opposed to the A- rated policy. So the suggestion from your staff is to allow for the A- rating, because in consultation with the entity that provides your general liability insurance, he has indicated that he believes an A- rating is acceptable.
Have that in writing somewhere?
We have an email
Okay.
that says an A-rated company includes A-, which is not correct. To be clear, it's a rating system, A+, A-, right?
So I mean, really, we
They
were looking to just A, not if they couldn't do A plus.
could have done any, it was
That-
anything A+, A or greater,
Okay, so we're
Yes.
making them do A minus or above.
A- or above.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of saying A.
I don't agree with our insurance consultant, just to be clear, that an A- is an A, is an A+. There is a very specific rating system. Each category of A, whether it's A+, A, or A-, has a different rating system attached to it, with its ability to be able to provide funding in the event of claim. And the reason why insurance is so expensive in this endeavor is because we are dealing with the public's private property, and it involves potential automobile accidents. And so, a potential automobile accident could come with, millions and millions of dollars of claims. And so the reason why we require these companies to have this insurance is because in the event that a vehicle is being towed and there is an auto accident, the individuals handling the claims are going to want to know everyone who's involved, everyone's insurance, what policy limits might be from everyone's companies, right? And so it's in the city's best interest to ensure that you have companies that have insurance that have solid ratings that will be able to pay out on these claims. An A- rating is considered an excellent rating from AM Best with minimal additional risk. It's just a lower rating than an A or an A+.
What's, I didn't really hate tests. What's, oh, but I mean, what is, normal for this area? What's the ratings for these foreign companies?
The policy came from the Illinois Municipal League. And so the language with the A or the A+ was the recommendation of the league. But I can't speak to what other, folks may have in their policies, other than the Village of Cherry Valley, which requires A+ or an A rating, because they adopted the IML policy. But we frequently in South Beloit receive requests from local businesses to make changes, and it's usually financial based.
Is that how this got to this?
Yes, that's exactly how it happens. There was a company that only had insurance that had an A- rating, and they would have otherwise not been able to be on the tow list.
Why do we have to go to A-? Why do we have
You
to?
don't have to, but you will lose at least one local tow company. And historically, the reason staff has supported this and went to our provider and asked him for clarity is because we know that when these small companies push back, Southwood has generally amended the language to allow what maybe is a little bit lesser. The words that Owen Costanza said in his email are, when I look at the AM definition of A, I would interpret the A as all in the same tier. A equals excellent.
Well,
So
that
in his
is one
opinion,
guy interpret. What is the
he's not an
company interpret?
interpreter. Yeah, we still got one guy.
One guy, so what does the company interpret?
I don't understand that question. The opinion that matters most is from our insurance company, is an A- still a good enough rating to be represented? His
And
opinion,
Rox-
yes.
Roxanne?
Now that A should be good today, but Cherry Valley has Potts Towing, the company that we wouldn't allow a year ago to come in. They have an A+ carrier.
I'd have probably been
We
hit
don't.
with A-, but the thing is, this is important because
I
this
get
is
it.
down the road, it might come back, right?
Yeah. We could lay it over, Mayor, and you could ask questions of Owen Costanza. I'm sure you'd be happy to tell him. And, yeah, you don't have to decide it today. It's just, think about it.
To have him come and talk to us?
We thought it would be well enough supported and historically capped that it was worth proposing a resolution to amend. But we don't have to, right?
I just want to ask one question of attorney. Your advice sounds as though we shouldn't change this. Is that accurate?
That's a policy decision for the city council.
Your advice as the city attorney. This is not changing, yes or no?
That is,
Okay, thank you.
You got a motion to lay it over, or do you want to go vote on it? Something, whatever.
You guys lay it over, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me. I'll make a motion to lay it.
Get a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of laying it over? All opposed? Lay it over.
I'll shoot for the 20th, and if Owen's not available for any reason, I'll get it out as soon as we need that.
Well, I think what the question part is they feel that it's sufficient, is the company feel that
So this is to allow a local company to stay on our rosters, basically why we're doing.
With an A- rating provider, otherwise they have to go out.
And
Different.
why was cost, why
What's
was
the
cost
difference
not?
between an A and A minus? That's the thing.
That's
Is
mine.
that a? Well,
A
I was just saying, I've been.
Excellent, higher notch. A- is excellent, lower notch. That's the difference according to, yeah.
Well,
Cramming for the final exam on Thursday and Friday, or cramming for the final exam on Friday.
That's the difference.
well, evidently there's enough concern that we know this.
So Mayor, you would also like the company to be here, not just.
Somebody done with the,
Okay.
because I mean, I got an agent of the company that's given his interpretation.
I don't know that they need to be here, I just think he needs a statement.
Right.
can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
So Owen Costanza with Flanders Insurance is a company that goes out and assists the city with obtaining insurance. He is not an insurance company, right? So if you're concerned about your liability as it relates to your insurance provider and what they believe may be best, what I would suggest is you ask Owen Costanza to reach out to, is it Gallagher, whoever, yeah, whomever whoever handles your insurance, provide them a copy of the tow policy and just ask them to provide a letter whether or not they're okay.
That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing is getting something to support the fact, that's it. All right, moving on. Discuss approved resolution number 6722, appointment of Kenzie Robbie as FOIA officer for the police department. Get a motion, please.
So, second.
Okay, I think we got about eight. Oh,
Yeah, she should just be, go ahead, Megan.
So, Mackenzie Brady took the place of Ella, and Ella was appointed as the FOIA officer for the police department. So this is just to make her a FOIA officer for the police department to be able to respond to FOIA requests for the police department specifically.
Made a tough guy to cover all these things, I'll tell you that. Motion is made and seconded, let's get a vote.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice?
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman?
Yes.
And Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes, here it is, I missed that. Discuss sale of 731 Wheeler Avenue, just discuss.
Shift the discussion. So, all right, I got this one.
All right,
So, 731 Wheeler Avenue, we had put out there 100,000 for the minimum bid. Based on, it's a triple lot, big 2-story, et cetera, et cetera. We did not have anybody bid at that minimum amount. I went and met Shauna over in property and walked through myself. And I will say the property is not in the condition that I expected from looking at the outside of it. That being said, there's still, the property's still worth some money. I mean, I get that 100 might have been a little high, but there's a property on the west side. I don't know if you guys remember, it's not too far from your guys' house. It was an old 2-story. It was on the market for a long time. I think it might have had a big lot next to it. Sold for 60 last year, and it had gutted rooms. And I'm not saying this house doesn't have issues. This house has issues. There was a lot of what I like to call homeowner Joe work done. So there's definitely issues in the house, but, so we might need to soften our number from 100. I actually think that I would push for us to take this one to the market. I know that's not something that we've historically done. We historically just do the newspaper, open for bid, et cetera, et cetera. I think this is a good candidate for somebody to get more options if we actually took it to the market instead of just doing the newspaper. So there's a lot of potential with this house, but there is money. It's gonna cost somebody some money. So anyways, it's not anything we need to vote on tonight. I just wanted to relay, we decided we just had to relay that, I went out, I looked at it. There's more issues than we thought, looking at this house on the street. There's definitely, like I said, a lot of stupid stuff done, but there's still potential.
We have to keep in mind too, that the more that it stays empty, the worse it's gonna get. I mean, because we have reports that people breaking in and stuff like that, so. Whatever,
Yeah, so I don't know what we need to do to be able to take it to the next step. I don't know what we need to do. Obviously, I know tonight's just a discussion item. But what do we need to do if we were gonna try and take it to the market or to take next steps?
I mean, the land and the buildings, same, I would say it's pretty close to 100,000 worth it, but if we could get, 75 out of it, take it and run, because, but. That's maybe.
It's hard to get something for under $80,000 it's a 2-story in South End. And that's because it's South Beloit. It's hard to get below $80,000.
In terms of next steps, the council just needs to give some direction on.
It doesn't need to be a vote direction, it doesn't need to be anything like that.
Well, if it's going to be like a realtor, for example, they'll have, I'm sure, some sort of agreement that will come before the council for approval. Yeah, maybe retro.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
No, let's do it as soon as possible. If that's the way we're going, let's do it as soon as possible, so we get this. Somebody around that house, so we don't leave it vacant, because pretty soon somebody will start a fire there or something, you watch. Yeah, I'm just saying. So you got your running orders, this, okay?
Okay.
Moving on. That's approve, hiring Victor Garcia as part-time firefighter EMT at a rate of $19 an hour. Motion? So. Second? Chief, you, fine. All in favor, or wait a minute, Megan?
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, that's approved hiring of Marissa Haynes of part-time firefighter EMT at a rate of $19 an hour. Motion, please. So.
Second.
Megan, vote.
Commissioner Edelman.
Patrick.
Okay. Commissioner Heatherington.
Yeah, you seconded it. Yeah, I seconded. Should I ask you? Oh, yes. Sorry, I thought you was asking me the second. We all said yes, so you know that.
What do we have to do now?
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, that's approved hiring Evan Wells as part-time firefighter department at $24 an hour. Get a motion, please.
Hello. Second.
And we must roll it on. Megan?
Commissioner Heatherington.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman.
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, that's approved hiring Jacob Shapiro as part-time firefighter paramedic at a rate of $24 an hour. So, second, Megan?
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman.
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Yes.
And Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, that's approved hiring Brandon Furdy as part-time firefighter paramedic, $24 an hour. Get a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman.
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, discuss approved hiring John Doles as part-time firefighter paramedic at $24 an hour. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Megan?
Commissioner Edelman.
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Commissioner Piper,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Discuss approve hiring, yeah, discuss approve hiring Katie Krebs as part-time firefighter, $24 an hour, motion for
So moved.
Diane.
Commissioner Henry, present. Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Franklin,
Yes.
Mr. Edelman,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, get a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor. Thank you all for coming. Not. Yep.